What up, y'all? It's your boy Can too. If I can, you can too. Coming home, this is Riding High Sports, coming live from Riding High Podcast Studios. How's it going? What's been happening? Man, we got a lot to talk about today. We got some crazy topics. We're gonna give some shout out to some people that need some shout out, and we gonna put that little on some of them people that need that too. So you know what it is. It's your boy Can too. We got DJ Little King in the background. He gonna be chiming in here and there. But we're going to just get it all started off and hope everybody's had a great week so far. Hoping everything's been going well. Y'all been, spending time with the family, doing what y'all need to do, watching all the cool stuff. But, man, we're gonna hop into this basketball because there's been a lot of controversy right now about this basketball, and especially in college sports. And it's about court storming, right? It's been making the news lately. We've the most recent one is with Duke and Kyle that got hit up where after Wake Forest beat Duke and everything that Wake Forest stormed the court, and a lot of people didn't like that. One of the players got hurt, or Kyle Filipowski said he got hurt, said he got banged up. I have some thoughts on it. I first of all, I love field storming in football. I love the court storming in college. I don't care about the professional league. You shouldn't be able to do that. Those are professional athletes and everything. But I do believe in college, as a college experience, you have the tailgating. You have not even, you could say pep rallies. At A&M we had midnight yells, but it's the same thing where it's all about the community. It's all about everybody in the student body that comes together, because most of the people that go to these games aren't actual basketball, football, volleyball, baseball fans. They go because it's something to do at the university and they have nothing to do that night. Maybe they don't want to go to the bars. Maybe they don't want to go to a frat party or a sorority party, or maybe they're not part of Greek life. Shout out to the Omegas. But it's something for them to do. That's the whole point. That's why when you go to college and you go to these things, you can buy sport passes. A lot of these kids get sport passes as freshmen because they want to experience everything. And those sport passes give you free tickets to everything: tennis, soccer, golf, track, basketball, football, baseball, softball, everything. You're allowed to go. You get free tickets. You get to sit in the student section. You get to meet new people. And that's the whole college experience, is to meeting new people, doing new experiences. And one of those experiences, it's court storming or field storming, whatever the hell you want to call it. And it's usually when you beat a big name or you beat a rival. And me and DJ Lil King were talking about this a couple of days ago, because he didn't think Wake Forest should have stormed the court because they beat the number 8 team in the country. He says it usually should be like somebody that's either number 1 in the country, 2, or top 5. He says top 5. I say top 10. In football, I would even go as far as I wouldn't do top 25, but you also have to remember Duke and Wake Forest are in the same state of North Carolina. There's a lot of good basketball schools in the state of North Carolina and universities. They all live maybe 5 to 7 to 20 miles from each other. They grew up in AAU ball, high school ball. Some of them are they hate Duke. A lot of people hate Duke in that state. Duke to them is the privilege. It's the upper class. Where Wake Forest, North Carolina State, those are more, blue collar schools. And you have to remember, Wake Forest hasn't beat Duke in a long time. In a long, long time. And if you even look at it, besides Jeff Teague, who else was their biggest highlight besides Chris Paul? Not a lot of people. And for them to beat Duke in their home state, which is a rivalry, is a big thing, which I think validates court storming. Now, I understand everybody's going to be like, well, he got hurt and, they shouldn't do that. You got to protect the players. Let's be real, right? Hold Hold on real quick.
What you looking for? No, don't turn up.
Something just went out. I can't hear myself in the headphones.
No, you good. You good. Just keep on going.
But let's be honest. We're gonna talk about Kyle, right? Hello. No, I can't hear myself still. This is what happens when we do live stuff, guys. It's like ESPN. I accidentally hit something. All right, there we go. Technical difficulties. This is what happens when you do live stuff. But let's talk about Kyle, right? He got hurt. Kyle was what, 6'7", 6'8"?
Kyle Filipowski?
Yeah.
6'11".
6'11". Dude's a huge guy. You know what he does for 2 hours on national TV against other top talent? He bangs against other 6'11", 6'8"s. Other people that are like 6'5", 250 pounds, 225, going hard to the paint. He puts his body on the line every time he plays, whether it's at practice, whether it's in a tournament, whether it's at a game, whether he's playing North Carolina, whether he's playing Wake Forest, whether he's playing Wisconsin. It don't matter. That dude bangs with the best of them. So you're telling me little Johnny, that's 5'8", economics major, barely taps you, and that's what hurts you? You're telling me
like the players should be protected at all
they
costs.
should. No, I'm not saying they shouldn't. Like, don't get me wrong, but you're really gonna get like a little 5'8" guy that bumps into you. You're gonna say that's what hurts you when you go up against people that are 6'8", 6'11", 225, 250, and they really be putting elbows on you. You're gonna tell me the dude that's like a psych major, the dude that's a communications major that's 5'7", his little 145-pound ass is what puts you on the floor?
I would agree, yes, because whenever I was in seventh grade football practice at West Oso, I was probably about $120. This little dude that was about 90 fucking pounds, he came, and I was running like to like help block to try to tackle the dude. The dude puts his head down and he hits with the crown of his helmet. He hit me cocked straight in my fucking knee.
Yeah, okay, that's like a chop. That's a chop block. Yes, that's a chop block. But this dude did not get chop block. He just got bumped into.
I saw that though. It was ugly though the way that dude fell into his knee because he's tall. So you.
I get it. He's got long legs and it hits, but that ain't gonna stop you because you really banging with some big people all day, every day. Like, you banging with people. You go hard in the paint. And you're going to tell me little Johnny, the econ major, that's a $145, is the one that puts you on your ass? And he didn't even put him on his ass. He just bumped into him. It would be no different than us playing basketball and I go to the hole and we both collide with our knees and get dead-legged. It happens. That's part of the game. Now, I totally believe all players should be protected. I do think there should be at least like if you know this, okay, if you know this is going to happen, which they did, they were about to lose, there should be a timeout called by the coach saying, hey, there's a good chance they're about to storm the court. Once you're done, get off the damn thing. Let's go. We got to go. Like, that's also the coach's responsibility to be aware of the situation, to be aware of the surroundings.
I think the coach puts it on the security. The coach is
you can put it on the security all you want, but at the same time, you know it's going to happen. You know you're about to get stormed because of the way the crowd's going. You know, you feel the environment. You are there. You know what's going to pop off.
But you don't know if the security's going to
Man, there ain't enough security. There ain't enough security to stop any fucking college basketball team ever, or any football or anything. There ain't enough people there. You got one security guard for like 5 rows. They ain't stopping 100 people. I don't give a damn if it's fucking Superman. They ain't doing that shit.
But I also feel like those schools like that, like they be hyping up the court storming.
But you got to remember, it's a rivalry.
But that's what I'm saying. So instead of the announcer coming on maybe 30 seconds before the game is over and saying, after the game is over, make sure to keep the the court cleared. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I feel like the announcers don't say that because they be so into the game that they want, like the Wake Forest announcers, they want that shit to happen.
I mean,
not
everybody
saying that they want somebody to get hurt, but they want.
They want because that's the college experience.
Yeah,
and I get that, and I totally understand it. And there maybe should be a rule like, you know, they where they say or like announce, hey, if you're about to storm the court, wait 20 seconds or whatever. Like they should probably do it. But at the same time, as a visiting team, you should be aware that might happen.
As a visiting team, I feel like you should be protected by the home team. Honestly, that's the way I feel. Like, you're the visitor. Like, you come to my house, bro, I'm going to make sure you're protected. It's like you come to my house. If you come to my house as a visitor, I got to make sure no fuck shit happens on my watch. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that was fuck shit. I feel like that was just an accident. That wasn't on purpose. Because if that was on purpose, they would have fucking took his ass out. That wasn't on purpose.
I'm not saying it was on purpose.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, but you that's part of the game. That's part of the college. Hey, shout out to Skits in the comments, man. Toughest podcast in South Texas, man. You already know.
Y'all make sure y'all vote for us.
Yeah. We got nominated. Yeah, make sure y'all vote for Riding High Podcast. As one of the best, the best podcast here in South Texas. We got some announcements at the end of the show. You're going to catch us later on. You might catch us on the radio, so we're going to get on that. But shout out to Skits in the comments right now. But I mean, I totally get, because like, okay, let's take for instance, and I'm sorry, I'm bringing up A&M again, but let's do A&M and LSU when they did the seven overtimes. And A&M came out on top. Yeah, we stormed that damn field. That was one hell of a game. And I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people that bumped into those football players. But none of them really got hurt. None of them anything. It's part of the game. They understand that. And we got fined the $50,000 or the $100,000 fine. And these schools are happy to pay it. You know why? Because these kids spend so much money on tuition, so much money at these games, at these functions, the schools are happy to pay it. And that's never going to change. I don't care. Like, I understand, right, with Kyle Filipowski, and I get it. Like, it's a thing. But even Caitlin Clark took a damn hit on a storm court and said it was nothing. It's just part of the game. And Caitlin Clark is way more impactful than Kyle from Duke. Let's be real. We might talk about Caitlin Clark and her record and how it really hasn't been broken, but that might be a whole systematic kind of discussion. But like, I mean, it happened to Caitlin Clark. She got her ass fucking knocked, and that was a way harder hit than what happened to Kyle. You know, I just feel like that is part of the college game. Like,
I don't know what you said about the college game, but I feel like regardless if it's a basketball game, if it's my home arena or if it's my house.
Yeah.
Me personally, if you're over here like you're over here at my house right now, it's on me to not let somebody walk in here and be on some bullshit, some fuck shit. Like, whatever happens when you leave, that's on you. But I'm not going to let no fuck shit go down while you're in my...
Yeah. I get that, but if I come in,
as much as you don't want to say it's fuck shit, it's kind of some fuck shit.
But if somebody comes in and accidentally steps on my Jordans, are you gonna be like, oh hell no, let's go, we got to stand on business? Or are you gonna be like, well, it's a fucking accident?
No, but if someone comes over here on some fucking...
But they weren't intentional. That wasn't intentional. That's what I mean. Like, it wasn't intentional.
I know it wasn't intentional, but at the same time, the fan isn't supposed to be on the court. That's what I'm saying.
But that's what they do in college. It happens. It happens a lot.
The security should have done a better job.
The only time it does not happen, the only time we never see it, is in the NCAA tournament. I have never seen somebody storm the court.
Because the security ain't having that.
No,
shit.
Because you don't have enough you don't have enough people that are actually going to run on the court to support that. Because when you go to, you ever been to an NCAA tournament? Mm-mm. Okay, I have. I've been to the Sweet 16, right? I went. You have so many schools and so many people that pay so much money. Even if their school's not even the next round, they show up next day still to watch it because it's a spectator sport. And they're not going to do it. And that's what it is. You are in a place where it happens a lot. Like, especially when it comes to Wake Forest and Duke. Wake Forest ain't done shit in forever. So they were happy as fuck to beat Duke, even though Duke was ranked number 8 in the country at the time. And I understand that. But it's just part of the game. Like, it's just part of the game. And there's got to be a better way of handling it. And maybe they, But I don't think they're going to hire more security. I don't think they're going to do all that because that's a lot of people. In basketball, like even in football, you got like one guy looking at 5 different rows, and there's probably like, it's one security guard for what? Maybe like 500 people? He ain't stopping all of them.
Nah, they got a little bit more than that.
But you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like, they looking at a couple, and in the basketball, it's even less because it's a closed arena. They ain't getting out, but I don't think they should take it away from the game. Do you think they should take it away from the game at all?
Because I'm looking right now. The last college basketball game I was at was in 2009, and it was number 2 Oklahoma versus an unranked Texas team in Austin. And we sat in the student section, and now that I'm looking at the video, and after the game was over, we beat number 2 Oklahoma, and they didn't storm the court. I don't think they did. I remember them not storming the court. I'm looking at the video,
and it might not be in everything, but I swear, but I feel like a rivalry, like it would happen. Like, okay, let's be real. November 30th, right? We're gonna be in Kyle Field, and it's gonna be A&M versus Texas. If A&M wins, I'm pretty sure they're storming the court. They might not even both be ranked, but it's gonna happen. I mean the field. They're gonna storm. So. They did it to LSU. Why wouldn't they do it to Texas?
Yeah, that means
it's been so long since
standards are fucking low, God
bro.
damn.
I mean, Texas would do it to A&M.
No, we would. If we were to
yes, y'all would. Man, I had a big ass conversation with TJ about this yesterday.
UT don't storm fields, bro. We're bigger. We're bigger than that. Like we don't storm because when you're expected to win, like you don't. That's like Duke. Duke ain't gonna storm the court. Like we're supposed to win. Like we don't. I think court storming comes when unexpected teams get the upset.
And that's true.
Or your standard is held to a higher standard.
And it might be.
You're not going to court storm.
I don't know. Or
field storm.
I feel like it happens a lot in college, and if it's not live.
Like Tech beats A&M or Tech beats fucking UT. Oh, yeah. Hell, Tech, they all on the field.
What was the game with Michael Crabtree when he won that game when he touched that?
That was in Lubbock. That was number 1 Texas versus number
and what did they do? They stormed the field. That's what I said. They stormed the field.
Texas Tech, their standards are so low that hell yeah, they're good. That's what I just said. Regardless if Tech is playing A&M or motherfucking
I mean, I don't know. I feel like they would. I really feel like they would. I feel like it would happen. I really do. I think that would happen. I don't want it to go away though, because I think it's a great part of the game. It's a great part of just a college experience.
They need to come up with a resolution. They
need something.
Let the team go. I think I saw something a couple years back, and maybe I'm wrong. Go to correct me if I'm wrong. That they had said something. I want to say somebody had said something that they should let the visiting team at least get to the locker room first before they storm the court.
Yeah, I heard something like that. It was like give them like 30 seconds to get off the.
Something like that.
Yeah, like that. And I agree with that. I definitely do. Because there are some schools that they'll hold them back and like tell and wait, and then they'll let them go. I think it was with Ohio State and Oklahoma. Football. That they had people like they were stopping them, and they waited till the team got off or halfway off, and then they let them storm. But it happens. It's part of the college experience. Sticking with college. I know y'all already heard about this. I know a lot of y'all gamers are excited about this. I know D is excited about this shit because this motherfucker used to play this game religiously like a motherfucker. But, you know, EA Sports is coming out with that NCAA tour.
It's not NCAA no more.
So what
it's called EA Sports College Football 25.
All right, college football
without the NCAA.
Okay. College Football 25. It's dropping. It's coming out. There's a lot of stuff about it. I'm excited because it's been what, 10, 12 years since they had the last one?
It'll be 11 years.
11 years. I'm not a gamer. Sorry, guys.
When it releases, it'll be 11 years.
It's been 11 years, and all 135 D1 schools are going to be a part of it, which I think is really cool. I think that's pretty sweet. Like
135 FBS.
Yeah, the FBS.
Some schools are D1 that just they basketball, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
the FBS.
The FBS schools, all 135 are going to play. So you're going to be able to play as some of your favorite teams or a team you went to school. And they opted for so they gave an offer. Every college student that's a football player on the team can be in the game. They will get paid $600 and a free copy of the game. What do you think about that? You think that's a fair offer?
Hell yeah. At first I didn't, but then once I did the math, that's over $6 million.
Yes.
This is the biggest NIL deal ever.
It is. And then like I know a lot of people are like talking about like what the fuck, that ain't shit for these people. Man, what about the kids that don't even really have NIL deals?
Yeah, that don't have none at all.
You know what I mean? Like the punters, the backup punters.
And it's $600 every year that the game releases.
Yes.
So if you're in college 4 years, you're basically going to accumulate
$2,400. That's you're gonna get food. You're gonna get over 2 racks.
Yeah.
For being in the video game. And imagine that for every year going on.
And you ain't got to make no appearances.
Hell no. Your name is going to be in the game. See, and I feel like a lot of these people that are talking about it on, like, they're really only complaining about, like, the big people, like, you know, the Shadar Sanders and the, you know, Arch Mannings and, like, the motherfuckers that are already making millions upon millions. Man, but what about your punter? Your snap holder.
Shit, from the looks of it, looked like Shador was happy with that 600 shit. He talking about he wanted to be the cover athlete, so he ain't complaining about the 600 shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm excited. Like, I'd be excited to be on the team and say, yes, I want to be part of the game. See my name on the jersey in the video game. Get a free copy. I'm gonna have to first buy a fucking system because I don't have a system to play it on. But I'd have to get the 600. And you get that every year. Like, why not? Like, I think that's a great deal.
Matter of fact, y'all stay tuned. Get the applause ready because we got something coming. Hold on, not yet. Hold on. This summer, when NCAA drops, we're gonna do some type of contest giveaway where you share, comment, or whatever, and we're gonna give away a free copy of EA Sports College Football 25 for the system of your choice.
Man, y'all hear that? Y'all just heard that now.
Repeat it again,
man. This summer, you're gonna be able to comment.
We're gonna have some type of contest.
We're gonna have some type of contest where you comment, copy, share.
Probably share, tag 3
friends. You know how they do it. Tag, you know, we're gonna come down and do it. But you're gonna have a chance to win a free copy of the game on any system you got. You know what I'm saying? Any system that you got, you let us know. We're going to buy it for you. We're going to give it straight to you. We're going to deliver it, and we're going to do a little thing. That's going to, man, get that. Yeah. Get ready, y'all. Get ready. That's going to be live. I know a lot of y'all are just like, don't even understand. Like, man, that's going to be super cool. Don't ask to play me because I will lose. I'm not good at video games.
Should we do a tournament here?
We could do a tourney. Hey. We could do a tourney. We might do a tourney and then we might do a tourney, stream it, and then have the last two on a live stream. Like, we'll do clips and things like throughout the week, and maybe the last 2 or 4 people that are actually going to play, we'll do a live stream on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that, because I know not everybody's going to want to watch ass whoopings.
Yeah.
but you know, it give you a chance, you know, come out. But we're going to have that when it comes down in the summertime. Don't forget, coming up later down in April, when the combine happens, we're doing a riding high combine. TJ, I see you, TJ, in the comments. I see you here. Me and him are gonna do a combine, and I don't know if it's gonna be a live stream because you might see too much huffing and puffing from us, but we're definitely gonna do it. We're gonna air it. We're gonna try to everything they do, like 40-yard dash, the little cones, the passing, the catching. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it and show y'all just how crazy it is for people like our age that talk about sports, and then compare it to the numbers of the people that actually do the thing.
Back to the game though. Who do you think should be the cover athlete?
You know, I've seen a lot of TikToks and I've seen a lot of things of the way it is. To be honest with you, I think it.
You think it should be a player that's in college right now?
No.
Right? No, I don't think so either.
To be honest, I think it should be Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. I think Nick Saban should be the cover.
Nick Saban or Caleb Williams?
Yeah. No, I don't want him in a dress.
What you mean? They just put their regular.
I know. I'm just messing. It's just a joke. I really think Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I think Nick Saban should be the cover because he's been. Well, let's be honest. As a coach, he's been the face of college football for the last 15, 20 years.
21 since he
I
left
mean,
Miami,
I
since he left the
think, and
Dolphins.
now that he's retired, I think it should be him because you don't even have to put him in an Alabama uniform. You could just have his face.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I truly believe Nick Saban will probably be the best cover. And if you go by the Madden, like, what is it, the Madden curse?
Yeah, it can't be no curse on
It ain't no curse on no Nick Saban. It ain't gonna be no curse on no Nick Saban unless he's terrible at commentary on TV. But that's what I think. I think it should be him. But you know what? That also makes me think like, do you? And I don't know if they even had this, but did they have like an NCAA basketball game?
Yes, sir.
So you think they're gonna bring that back too?
I was hoping they would.
That's what I'm excited for. Like, I would think that would be dope because the way college basketball is now, that'd be crazy. I could tell you right now, if we had a college basketball game, a EA Sports college basketball game coming out this summer, I could already tell you who'd be on the cover of that, without a doubt. You. Oh, okay. All right. Look, so we got.
Those are the last two EA Sports
These are the
college
last
games
two,
to
and
come
so
out.
right here, y'all can see it. It's on there.
Oh, well, it's a glare, so fix it. Yeah, well, you can't see the glare.
There you go.
Tilt it a little bit.
There
we go.
There you go. All right, you see this one? I'm telling you, this fool played this shit religiously. This one, I know I'd be coming over and this motherfucker be stuck on fucking his thing. In his, what do they call it? It's not career mode. It's what?
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Yeah, his dynasty. Yeah, and he was the quarterback. And, this is it. And then boom, Blake Griffin was the last one on the basketball. Is that one good? You can see it. No glare.
Yeah.
All right.
Put it up a little bit. There you go. Like, scoot it up a little bit like that. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You see him?
Last two EA Sports, the last EA Sports basketball game to come out and the last EA Sports football game to come out.
Like,
so like you said, free copy of this year's football game.
Yeah, someone's gonna get it. A fan's gonna get it this summer. For liking, commenting, and sharing out here for the Riding High podcast. We got y'all. I would love the basketball one.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did a basketball one, I already know who'd be the cover of it.
Who?
Bronny James.
Nah.
Yeah, bro, you already know.
I'm not buying the game because Bronny James on the cover.
I'm not buying the game because of him,
Give me
period.
Dick Vitale on the cover.
I'd do that or Mike Krzyzewski.
Or Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, I would do Mike Krzyzewski or Dick Vitale. I think Dick Vitale would be fucking the shit.
Or who was the last player that went? Who went number one this past draft? You remember?
The one that went up past draft, he was from overtime. Remember, it was the Twins.
The Twins went like third and fourth. I can't remember who. I'll look it up. But go ahead.
Go ahead. But even then, it wasn't like nobody. I would do Dick Vitale, or I would do Mike Krzyzewski, but I feel like it would be Bronny James with his dad and everything. And that leads into our next subject, man.
Victor Wembanyama, but he didn't go to college.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Hello, Wemby. Hello, Wemby. Yeah, but he didn't go to college. He wouldn't have been on that game. All right, so we're gonna switch topics real quick. Shout out to EA finally getting that thing, and shout out to all the players that are gonna get $600 in the free game. So I don't know if y'all know about this, but recently, there's been a lot of talk about Bronny James. And if you don't know who Bronny James is, that's LeBron James' son. He plays for USC, right? LeBron James has been commenting left and right for the media to keep him out of it and let him just be a college kid and play basketball. Now, I have mixed feelings on this shit. Like, hardcore mixed feelings on this shit. One, because as a college basketball player in a top-notch program across the country, you're not going to be just left alone, right? Being LeBron James' son, you're not going to be left alone. The problem is when your dad talks about you being so good you could start for the fucking Lakers is the fucking problem, okay? Let's be real. LeBron opened the door for people to talk about Bronny James. Before that, we didn't talk about Bronny James, and we talked about him like in high school. We talked about him, getting to USC, talking about his NIL money. Yeah, I get that. That happens. Arch Manning gets talked about his NIL money, and he doesn't play. But it's because he's a Manning. We talk about Bronny James because he's LeBron James' son. But, dude, You literally opened the door for all the media to freaking talk crap and judge your son because you had the audacity to say Bronny James could start for the Lakers right now and is better than half the people in the G League and could be on any starting team in the NBA. When he's not even a starter at USC. What kind of baloney is that?
I think I saw he averaging like 4-5 points a game.
Yes, I'm not saying. Okay, let me don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he can't develop to be an NBA player, but your dad saying at this point you could start for the Lakers. You ain't even starting for your own college. And now your dad is defending you, saying like, "Don't talk about my son. Just let him be a college kid and play basketball." Bro, you were the one that opened up that door. Like, how you going to go back on your own words? That don't make sense to me. Like, you can't put your son in the spotlight and expect people not to put him in the spotlight. Am I wrong for thinking that? You think that's wrong, D?
Yeah, hell no.
He's the one that put him in there in the beginning. So how you going to sit around and talk like, bruh, you're the one that talked about and tweeted about your son, and now you mad that people are talking and tweeting about your son? That's like me saying, hey, I'm going to open up a restaurant, everybody come, and then they say it's bad food, like nobody talk about my restaurant. The fuck? Get your ass out of here, bro. Come on, man. Like, I already don't like LeBron James. I'm not taking any credit in any way from his credit or what he's done and accomplished as a player. He's a great player. But personality-wise, that fool retarded. I swear. Like, the only time I like watching LeBron James is when he's on TV in a movie and he plays a fucking arrogant person that he is, because I feel like that's how we all think he is, and I think that's how he is in real life. Like, I don't know. I mean, he does a great thing for the community. He does a lot of stuff. He gives back. I don't want to hear all this backlash. But at the end of the day, bro, you the one that talked about your son, and now you mad that people are talking about your son. Come on, man. You can't do that. That's like me telling you I got some chicken in the oven, and we hungry, and you asking, what about the chicken? Come on. You can't. Nah, man. You can't do that. LeBron, I'm sorry. You opened up that Pandora's box. And that Pandora box ain't going away anytime soon. It's just how it is. It's the way we are. It's the way it is in media now. It's the way it is in social media. And I'm sorry, ain't no one to blame but you putting your son in the spotlight, having the comment saying he could start for the Lakers or he's better than any G League player. That was your own words that came out of your own mouth. And now you're mad that people are criticizing and critiquing your son off your comments. And I think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that all of a sudden you want to backtrack. Like, if that's how you really feel and that's what it is, then yeah, I get it. Shout out to Ricky Boston in the building, man. I just see you on the comments, man. We just talked about the EA 25. I don't know if you heard, but this summer we're gonna have a thing. If you comment, like, share, subscribe, pass around, tag, we're going to give you a free copy of the EA College Football 25. Just because we was talking about your brother and how addicted he was, and you can put in the comments, look, these are the old ones that he played. Hey, man, but shout out to Ricky, bro. I ain't seen that boy in a minute. Man, it's been time. Your brother just got out the room, but I'm pretty sure when he get back, he going to say something to you. But for real, like, come on, LeBron, you can't open up Pandora's box, talk about your kid saying he should start for the Lakers, and now we criticizing and critiquing how he plays for the USC. Dude don't even start for his own college. How the hell he gonna start for the Lakers? I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't be a great professional athlete. I think he can. Everybody can develop. Jeff Teague, when he started, was like terrible his freshman year at Wake Forest, and then became the great sensation he was later down the road. A lot of college players were like that. They took time to develop. But for you to say what you're saying right now is just like blasphemy. You can't do that. I feel like I'm Stephen A. Smith saying these big ass words, but like it's just crazy. You can't and everything. Hey D, your brother just hopped in on the comments.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But like you just you can't say that. Yeah, I feel like Bronny needs a couple more years, man. He's just now starting to play with actual people. Like in high school, it's different. If you weren't a badass and all American, like averaging almost 40 points a game in high school, bro, I mean, when you transition to especially like USC, which you're gonna play great teams, it's hard. I mean, he's not even a starter, and I'm not saying he can't do that, but at this point, it's kind of crazy for your dad to say you can start for the Lakers when you ain't even starting for your own college. And then get mad that people are talking about it. And to be honest, like LeBron started the whole conversation saying he's not gonna retire until Bronny gets to the league so he can play with his son. And I'm like, I get it. There's a lot of people that have done it, like King Griffey Sr. and King Griffey Jr. They played.
Very many people who've done this shit. It's very rare to do that shit.
But I mean, the only ones I really feel is like King Griffey Sr. and King Griffey Jr. They got to play for the same time, and they're the ones responsible for the famous back-to-back home runs. Dad did it, and then son did it.
Never happened in basketball, right?
In basketball, you had some people that played, but they didn't play together, not at the same time.
Not the dad. And
the dad. No, they weren't in the same. They weren't at the league at the same time, and they didn't play on the same team. That's really the only one that comes from my mind. There might be some that we're missing, but the one that sticks out is King Griffey Jr. and King Griffey Sr. in the Mariners, which was like, and he was the dad was about to retire, and King Griffey was a rookie. And they went back. Hey, go look up the highlight. It's a really cool highlight. The dad goes out there, knocks a home run. King Griffey Jr. shows up next. 2 pitches later, home run in the same spot, just a little further. And if you've ever seen the 30 for 30 or any of the things on it, they talk shit to each other about that. Like, I had to show my dad I was better. It was really cool. And I'm a big King Griffey Jr. fan, so I thought that was amazing. And that's like the only time I've actually really seen a father and son on the same team that do that. Now, you've seen father and son not in the league together, but look, Doc Rivers and Austin Rivers, where he's the coach and it's the son, and you see that in college.
That's like conflict of interest. Maybe in college, but definitely not in the league.
well, in the league, it doesn't matter because in the league, his dad isn't the one drafting. It's the GM and the owners that are doing that. He's got input. Yeah, he's got input on it. And that's actually something we're going to talk about next. It's a good segue to go into that because we're going to talk about the Doc Rivers and the JJ Redick comments. I don't know if you saw that. JJ Redick went off on Doc Rivers, and a lot of people are mad about that. So JJ Redick went off on Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers, went to a new team, right? He's with the Bucks. They have not been doing well. Their records have been shit. They've lost like I don't know how many games in a row. And Doc Rivers is on the media and in the highlights and talking about like, well, it's not my fault. It's the player's fault. It's this and that. And JJ Redick said he's tired of Doc Rivers coming up with excuses. Yeah, it's difficult when you get traded and you're on a new team in the middle of the season. Well, you know what? This is what JJ Redick said. Well, you know what? Players that happen to them all the time where they get traded to a new team.
I think Doc Rivers came from off the streets, though. If I'm mistaken, I think he was commentating. He didn't come from another team. He was commentating.
But even then, it's like halfway through the season.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Halfway through the season, commentating. Now he coaches.
But I mean, regardless, a coach is a coach, right? And he was saying like, man, you don't need to be blaming other people. You just need to take accountability that you're just not coaching them where they need to be coached. Regardless if you were commentating or whatever it was before, you got to take that responsibility. And JJ Redick went off on him. And then you have like Pat Beverly and other people talking about like, well, if it wasn't for Doc Rivers, your career would have never been saved. He's the one that put you on the Clippers and had you in the starting lineup. And then you have a lot of other people like Jeff Teague, with Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce saying like no matter where JJ Redick would have gone, if he didn't go to the Clippers, he would have been in the starting lineup. That boy can shoot. He can shoot regardless. And players, when they get traded to other teams in the middle of the season, they don't have excuses. They just be having to come up with solutions, and they don't get to complain or do anything like that, where Doc Rivers is always complaining. And Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and I can't remember his name right now. It's gonna come to me in a minute. But they stood up for JJ Redick. Oh, and Jeff Teague. They stuck up saying, like, let's be real. Doc Rivers ain't done shit since the Celtics. And even then, you have Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. Since then, that's the only time you won a championship. Everywhere else, you've been a flop.
I wouldn't say a flop. I'd say he came up short.
Yeah, but if that's the case, but by the same standards, could be like, but yeah, he came up short. He ain't done nothing else since then. And when's the last time the Celtics won? That's when Kobe was still playing with the Lakers, like back then. That was a long time ago. That's when Christie Estate still had hotels, the hotel rooms. Like, it's been a minute. Shout out to Gabriel in the comments. What's up, yo? It's been a while. He hasn't done anything. He really hasn't. I'm not saying Doc Rivers ain't a good coach, because he is. That dude's a great coach. But at some point, you got to quit coming up with lies and, now I wouldn't say lies, but like excuses. And at what point is it going to be the coaching?
Take accountability.
Yeah, you got to take accountability. And I think that's what JJ Redick was trying to say. And I understand that point of view. I get it. Because let's be real. Like, he didn't do anything with the Clippers.
They went to some Western Conference Finals.
The finals or the playoffs?
Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
They didn't make it to the NBA Finals. They made it to some Western Conference Finals. I want to say with Chris Paul and whatever they had, that nigga from A&M, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, Jordan, but they also had JJ Redick. And Austin Rivers. Yeah, Austin Rivers. They came up short though. He hasn't done anything since the Celtics as trophy wise. Because even in the Western Conference Finals, they didn't win.
Nope. They
came up short. And I get it. I mean, he's no different than Josh Allen. How many times that fool been to the AFC Championship and never got through? And they're always going to say that against him. And I'm not saying he's not a great coach and he can't coach, but at some point, I mean, you got to take accountability for your players and the game planning, because that's all on you. And I understand where JJ's coming from. And I get it that Doc, is also thrown into a system that he got to learn his players, learn their habits, learn what they're good at. And it takes time, but you can't just be blaming the players. You know what I mean? Because the Bucks is a great team. You got Giannis. You got Middleton. There's a great team. They got great players. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. Now, right now, I'm going to switch it up. Right now, we need to give some applause. Audrey Jimenez. Shout out to Audrey Jimenez from Arizona. This high school girl just recently won the wrestling state championship in the boys league. For the past couple of years, she's dominated the girls wrestling. Her parents actually petitioned the state so she can play against the boys, because at the time girls weren't allowed to play against the boys in Arizona compete against the boys in Arizona. The state allowed it. So this year, as a junior, she went and she competed in the boys competition for state wrestling. And when she got to the state tournament, she beat 3 dudes and became Arizona's first girls state champion in the boys competition. That's wild. I was watching some highlights of her, man. She was taking dudes down. She was looking like Cam Newton out there fighting them 3 dudes. She was just manhandling these guys. Like it was nuts how much she was manhandling these dudes. And she's coming back for another year. She's going to be a senior. She said she want to repeat. She's already got 2 state titles as a girl. Now she got 1 as in the boys league, and she's going to in the boys competition, and then she's going back for another one in the state of Arizona. So shout out to you, Audrey Jimenez. I thought it was a really cool story to bring up. I thought that's like, man, that's that if I can, you can too kind of attitude right there. And man, you got to give it up to that girl. That girl was. I like. We gonna talk about Cam Newton in this fight a little bit, but like, man, she looked like Cam Newton out there. Just the way she was manhandling these dudes in the state tournament and won with so ease. Like it just, man, it was nuts. So I wanted to give you a shout out. I got another shout out for another woman, for another lady out there, Maria Bernal, right? A lot of y'all don't know. So a couple days ago, the U.S. women's soccer team played the Mexico women's soccer team right here. They were going down for the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup is the best of the Americas. It's like South America, North America, and also South America, North America. They and the Caribbean. And they usually it's a competition between all those national teams. And so Maria, the crazy thing about Maria, she has dual citizenship. She's from California. She has dual citizenship in the U.S. and Mexico. She played for the U.S. women's under 15 team. And she also played for the U.S. women's under 17 team as an athlete. After she ended up going to play at the University of Florida, and she did some damage out there. When it came down, said and done, to come to the U.S. women's team, they did not accept her. They didn't want her. And she felt crushed. She didn't understand why. So she ended up playing for Mexico's team. She played for the Mexican national team. And a couple of days ago, the U.S. women's played the Mexico women's national team. And for the first time in 20 years, the Mexican women's national team beat the U.S. women's team. And the main reason at the end to solidify it was because of this girl. She literally got put in the last 4 minutes of the match. And in those 4 minutes, did one of the craziest crosses and one of the nicest shots you've ever seen outside the box. Which, if you don't really know about soccer, it's about 40 yards out. She basically put a move on this chick, had an open spot, kicked the crap out of it, and put it dead in the corner, and the goalkeeper had no shot. It was very like bend it like Beckham, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo type of shot. Very cool. But it was all like full circle that the team that didn't want her ended up really losing because the girl that they didn't want said, well, now you have to defend me. And they couldn't defend her. And she came and she won. And you could just see the enjoyment after the game, not only on the Mexican side and the Mexican national team, but just her fans, her family, the coaches, because they all knew she really should have been playing for the U.S. She's been playing for the U.S. pretty much her whole life. And when they turned her down, she's like, well, then, because I have dual citizenship, I'm going to go play for the Mexico team. Because she wanted to continue her, I guess you would say, world career in soccer. You know, they want to go to the, the World Cup and things like that. And as a soccer player, that's where you're really going to get put on the big stage. And that's where you get to go to like the big teams. And she showed up, she showed out, and she did her thing. So congratulations to her. Just showing you that just because somebody tells you they don't want you or you're not good enough doesn't mean you're not. You can still show up and play. Like I preach all the time, like can too. If I can, you can too. And she took that and she went ahead and did it to heart. And, shout out to her. And I wanted to give a shout out to both those ladies for accomplishing things that nobody thought they could accomplish. One on the boys wrestling side, and then one saying that they couldn't make it on the national women's level, and she ended up playing for a team and showing them out. And it was the first time in 20 years that the Mexican national team, women's national team, beat the U.S. women's national team. So it was a big deal. It's been all over the internet and the soccer media, and I just thought that would be something really cool to highlight and give them both props, both Lady the Roses, for just, being successful, being hardworking, being determined, and getting the job done. At the end of the day, they got the job done. So I think that was really cool. And I just wanted to give them a real quick shout out on that. Going back to just we're going to sports. So we talked a little bit this on Monday. If you were watching the podcast news, we talked about Cam Newton in the fight. And there's been more things popping up about why they fought. They didn't fight. The 7-on-7. Regardless, there's been things where like not Club Shay Shay, but Nightcap with Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp. Of course, ESPN, First Take, etc. Everybody talking about it. You saw the fight, didn't you, D?
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that I'm not gonna lie, you know what impressed me the most? That motherfucker's hat did not move.
God damn.
That motherfucker's hat did not move. And I feel bad for the 4 guys or the 5 guys that tried to fight him. Because let's be real. There's been 11 dudes on the field that tried to take him down and couldn't take him down. And y'all are just some basic people. Like that, I think people forget how powerful and how big these professional athletes are. We're talking 6'5", a good 260 something, and that fool ain't fat. That dude's lean, mean, and got muscle. And with the hat, he probably almost 7 feet. But watching that video, it shocked me how he could just manhandle one guy in a chokehold, push the other guy around like a rag doll. And his hat never left his body. Like, I literally thought that hat was going to fall off. What was your take on that fight? If you want to call it a fight.
Man, I didn't see too much of it besides what we watched. It just looked like a whole bunch of little dudes trying to jump on a big dude, and they couldn't get the big dude down.
Right? It looked like one of them things like, you see them big dudes like in Pee Wee football and like 5 kids try to tackle the center when they give him the ball and they just couldn't do it. That's what it looked like to me. It was just hilarious in my book. They're just, I feel like we talked about it on Monday, like a lot of times these people, coaches or parents, they try to live their
youth through
their youth through their kids. Like they say like, well, I could have been in the league. I could have done this. I could have done that. Well, if you could have, you would have, you should have, but you didn't. You just weren't that good. Let's be real. There's a lot of people that were better than you. If that was the case, you would have got some looks, you would have got some offers, or you would have had a chance to be a walk-on or anything like that. When it comes down to it, it really is just talent and athletic ability. Like, people forget how big some of these professional athletes are. Even baseball players are freaking huge. Soccer players are huge. Basketball players are huge. Like, a lot of people think point guards are like 5'11". Their fools are like 6'2", 6'3". Like Steph Curry is 6'3"? Mm-hmm. Like they're not small. They just look small because they're with taller people. It's the same thing in the NFL. Like, the only time you see real short people like a Wes Welker and he makes it through, it's because he is that dude and he's that small, but he got it. The only time you've ever seen really small people in the NBA, last one I can really think of is what? Spud Webb?
Nah.
Muggsy Bogues?
No, Earl Boykins.
Earl Boykins. And how tall was he?
He was like 5'7".
5'7", but that boy could what? That boy could hoop. You know what I mean? Like the talent outweighed his height ability. And it's very few times that you see someone that short or that small translate to a professional athlete. It's very, very rare. That like it's I don't know what the statistic is. I would love to look this up. We have to get Gary on it. But how many professional athletes there are that are under 6 foot? Like, one I could think of real quick off the top of my head, baseball, Jose Altuve for the Astros. That dude is short. He like 5'8", 5'7". But he's got one of the best swings in baseball because he's that hand-eye coordinated. And baseball is literally one of the hardest sports to play. You can ask Deion Sanders, prime time. He's said it in interviews. Baseball was harder to play than it was football. The hand-eye coordination and what people do to that baseball being thrown at you that fast, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's not something to take lightly. It might not be that many action or physical things that happen between players, but your hand-eye coordination, how fast you can get to the first base, how fast that ball is being thrown 60 feet away from you, how hard it is to throw from center field to home plate on a double run or steal a base. It's incredible. That's a really hard sport to do. The hand-eye coordination in that shit is crazy. The only other time I see like maybe, and I wouldn't even say short because they'll be mainly 5'10", 5'11", is like tennis. And even then, like professional golfers are like 5'10", 5'11", 6'1". They're big people. They're tall. I mean, they might not be giants, but they're above average in height, above average in a high school, college player. And I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of people fall into that whole like imagination. Well, I could have done it. I could have done this because I did this maybe one time or whatever. No, that's not the case, man. You're having la dreams, and you got to remember these professional athletes really pour their heart out and soul. They work so hard to do what they do, and there's a reason why they get paid a lot of money. Or in some cases, they don't get paid a lot of money, but they still a professional athlete. Even the people in the practice squads for NFL teams or basketball teams are crazy good, but they're still not good enough to make it to that next level. And I think that's where like a lot of times you see these YouTubers or influencers that are going around, playing pickup ball. And just because nobody knows who they really are, don't realize how good they are and how much work they put in. You know what I mean? I feel like that it happens. But, you just sometimes got to come to the realization that, hey, you just got to move on from that. Man, so we're about to end it up here pretty quick. We do got some announcements to make. We do got some things going on. D, what's happening on Friday?
On Friday, y'all could, if you're in the Corpus Christi or South Texas area, tune in to Hot Z95, and me, myself, DJ Lil King, will be on Hot Z95 with a couple of the Riding High podcast crew. Got Cantu and Kai Servant premiering a new song on Hot Z95 also. So shout out to Big Bell the Kid for the plug-in. So Friday night, March 1st on Hot Z95. I'd probably say like around maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. Y'all just be tuned in to the Friday night pregame show on Hot Z95, and we'll be on there.
Yeah, man. We going to be on Hot Z95. That's 95.5 if y'all want to look it up. DJ Little King, myself, Cantu, Kai Serving, we're going to be on the show. Shout out to Big Bell the Kid. He's gracious enough to put us on there. We're also going to be premiering a new song. It's called Take Flight. You're going to be able to catch it. It's actually one of the songs we're performing next month, March 23rd at A&M Kingsville, the Screaming Javelina Festival. It's going down from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's going to be crazy. They got to have 2 stages. Pop-up events, pop-up vendors, a whole bunch of food trucks. If you're in the area, if you're in the Kingsville area, or you're familiar with A&M Kingsville or any kind of alumni, y'all go. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, and then after the Hot Z95 interview and the premiere of the new song, what else is happening, D?
We're having a cypher event, a rap battle event downtown at QBR. I don't know the exact address. I know it's on Lawrence Street, across the street from the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. There'll be skateboarding, live graffiti, and live rap battles going on. So during the art walk this Friday, if you're in the Corpus Christi, y'all make sure y'all pop out to that. We'll be out there. They'll be having some hot dogs, maybe some burgers, some food out there too. So y'all pull up Friday night. We probably start like around 6 and probably go all night, honestly. So
yeah,
QBR dispensary outside on Lawrence Street, across the street from the Corpus Christi Caller-Times, and also across the street from the Goldfish Bar.
Yeah, it's 523 Taylor Street in Corpus Christi. It starts at 4 p.m. That's mainly for the graffiti artists. They're going to be out there, start doing their stuff. They're going to have the graffiti artist showcase, the MC Cypher, Skateboarding Universal is going to be on deck. Downhill Jam and the Best Trick. It's brought to you by DJ Little King, Skateboard Universal, Almighty Public Zoo, QBR, and it's going to be something crazy. They're going to have that freestyle, that block leader cipher. That one starts at 6. There's going to be 2 4-bar ciphers, storyline ciphers, word throw ciphers, freestyle ciphers, and machine gun rebuttals, freestyle battles on beats. So make sure y'all come through. That's 523 or 523 Taylor Street, however you want to say it, but 523 Taylor Street. It's all going down this Friday, March 1st. It starts at 4. The ciphers in them are going to start at 6. We're going to be out there. It's going to be everything. Make sure you check out Hot Z95 around 8, between 8:15 to 9 p.m. And you're going to catch DJ Little King, myself, Cantu, Kai Serving. We're going to be there. Shout out to Big Bell the Kid. Get the new premiere of the song that's happening. And, man, it's going to be a great start to the whole new month. It's going to be a great start to month. February has been a blast. We've been loving it. We've been appreciating all the love and all the support that's been going on. But we're going to go ahead and end that, man. It's your boy Cantu. If I can, you can too. Shout out to DJ Little King in the background. Riding High Sports coming live from Riding High Podcast Studios. And we out. We'll see you next week.